Chapter 95, Enter the Sect. The moment the word senior came out, 3 more rings lit up, making it a total of 43 rings. After 43 rings were lit, no more lit up, but they started to shine in sync. The attitude of each of the 8 youths changed again. Their faces were filled with shock, then that changed to a near-crazed level of respect. They went from 1 knee on the ground to 2 knees as they carefully stared at the transfer array. It has to be said that if 40 rings light up, that means the status of the person in the corpse sect is very high, and if it's above 40, then it is a nascent soul ancestor. With that knowledge, it made sense for the 8 of them to have this reaction. Slowly, the 2 figures that appeared in the formation became more and more solid. One of them was about 20 years old. He looked very handsome, had an air of coolness, and was wearing black clothes that made him look even more upright. Behind him followed a strange, blue-skinned person with countless strange symbols all over his body. The most eye-catching part was the 9 yellow talismans stuck to various parts of his body. The moment the 2 appeared, slivers of cold air spread out. Suddenly, one of the 8 youths let out a surprised sound. Soon, all of them were shocked. This person was Wang Lin. The moment he appeared, he opened his mouth and spat out a green light. The flying sword circled around him, releasing a cold aura with the sword tip pointing at the 8 people on the wood pillars. With a scan of his divine sense, Wang Lin relaxed a bit. All 8 of the youths around him were only at the 15th layer of qi condensation. If he wanted to, he could kill them all in an instant. The strange person, Adai, also for some reason stopped looking around like he was when they were inside the tunnel. He stood behind Wang Lin and stared at the strange symbols on the wood pillars, seemingly lost in thought. The 8 people on the wood pillars stood up. One of them had a strange expression on his face as he asked, "Senior, you are." Wang Lin already planned out what he was going to say during the trip here. Currently, he was very calm as he coldly said, "I am Wang Lin. Please inform Uncle Master Yi Zizai that I have something important to tell him." The youth was startled. He looked at the other youth, then said, "Senior, I can't help you with that. Let me take you to see the elder." Wang Lin nodded. He walked out of the formation, and Adai followed behind. The youth jumped off the wood pillar, and the coffin followed behind him. "Senior, this way." With that, the youth flew toward one of the tunnels. Without a word, Wang Lin followed the youth. Along the way, the youth secretly inspected Wang Lin. The more he saw, the more respectful he became. After all, strength was everything in the cultivation world, and with Wang Lin's foundation establishment cultivation level, the youth naturally respected Wang Lin. Adai, who was behind Wang Lin, attracted most of the youth's attention. Similarly, Wang Lin was also inspecting the youth, especially the coffin behind him. Waves of cold energy were emitted from the coffin, and there was a layer blocking out his divine sense. However, as Wang Lin was a mid-stage foundation establishment cultivator, he saw through it with a little effort. There was a corpse inside the coffin. The body was like dry wood and sleeping. The moment Wang Lin saw the corpse woke up. Although its eyes were cloudy, it was filled with killing intent. The youth seemed to notice and smacked the coffin. The corpse closed its eyes and the youth smiled. "Senior, this corpse puppet was given to me by my master. Master got it from the outer world battleground. It is very sensitive to divine sense and is filled with killing intent. It took me a very long time to finally refine it." Wang Lin nodded and said, "Your corpse puppet has early-stage foundation establishment cultivation. Not bad." The moment the youth heard those words, he was secretly shocked, and his respect for Wang Lin deepened. It has to be said that the coffin has the ability to block out divine sense, yet Wang Lin was able to see through it instantly. Clearly, Wang Lin was no ordinary foundation establishment cultivator, maybe even a late-stage foundation establishment cultivator. Thinking of that, his attitude became even more respectful as he asked, "Senior, is this your corpse puppet?" Wang Lin's expression was calm as he nodded. The youth's face was filled with curiosity as he looked at Adai before exclaiming, "Senior, how did you get your corpse puppet to be so intelligent? The only other corpse puppet as intelligent is Ancestor Z's flying Luo Sha." Wang Lin looked at the youth and didn't answer. The youth kept looking at Adai, making him very nervous. until a Dai couldn't stand it anymore and started to yell at the youth. The youth was startled when he heard a Dai speaking and asked, "Senior, your corpse puppet has already evolved to the point of speaking." Wang Lin slightly frowned. This person really talks too much, he thought. The youth didn't seem to be aware of how annoying he was, and kept talking even though Wang Lin didn't answer. After less than a quarter of an hour of walking, the youth went from talking about Wang Lin's corpse puppet to his fellow disciples, then his own master, the ancestor, and so on. Although Wang Lin was annoyed, he was able to learn a lot about the corpse sect. The Zhao branch of the corpse sect is really amazing. People from the upper rank 4 and 5 countries to the lower rank 1 and 2 countries, they all pass through here as a transit point. For example, the corpse sect branches in rank 1 and 2 countries. Qualification test is held here. The tunnel became wider and wider as the youth kept talking. Wang Lin really couldn't stand the youth's chatter, so when he saw the exit of the tunnel, he immediately sped up and flew toward it. Inside the cave were 5 large stone pillars, and on top of each pillar was a large ball of blue flame. On the top of the pillar in the middle sat an old man. He had a very ruddy complexion. His face was red and his hair moved without any wind. While he was cultivating, slivers of gas from the balls of fire entered his body, exited his body, then entered the pillar. The cycle continued. It was very strange. The moment Wang Lin flew into the cave, the old man opened his eyes. His eyes glowed as he carefully examined Wang Lin with a cold gaze. Wang Lin checked with his divine sense and found that the old man was at the mid-stage of foundation establishment. At that moment, the youth also quickly entered the cave and said to the old man, "Elder, this senior just arrived through the formation. 43 rings lit up when he arrived, and he wants to see Ancestor Yi." After hearing this, the old man's expression suddenly changed. He looked at Wang Lin with a strange expression and asked, "Fellow cultivator, who in the corpse sect opened the tunnel for you?" Wang Lin calmly answered, "Wu Yu." Hearing that name, the old man's expression changed. He stood up and said, "Ancestor Wu Yu, who disappeared for a few hundred years. What is your relationship with him?" Wang Lin looked at the old man and said, "Disciple." The old man sucked in a breath of cold air. Wu Yu's status was extremely high within the corpse sect. If what Wang Lin said was true, then he couldn't afford to offend this person. With that, he quickly smiled and said, "So it's Uncle Master returning. Junior's name is Mu Rong. What is Senior's name?" Wang Lin faintly smiled and said, "I'm Wang Lin. As for being called Uncle Master, I don't deserve it." Mu Rong let out a laugh. He turned his head and looked at the youth. His expression went cold as he said, "You can go now. I'll lead Uncle Master Wang to Ancestor Yi." The youth quickly agreed. He turned around and muttered to himself before quickly leaving. After the youth left, Mu Rong invited Wang Lin onto the stone pillar and asked, "Brother Wang, why didn't Ancestor come back with you?" Wang Lin looked at the person and responded, "My master's corpse puppet had some problems, so he is taking care of it." Mu Rong nodded and said, "Ancestor Wu Yu's corpse puppet is almost as powerful as Ancestor Yi's. The more powerful a corpse puppet is, the harder they are to deal with. However, with his strength, it shouldn't be too much of a problem." He looked at Wang Lin, trying to figure out some secrets. Unfortunately, Wang Lin's expression never changed the entire time. Mu Rong pondered a little and said, "Please wait here, Brother Wang. I'll contact Ancestor Yi right away." With that, he slapped his bag of holding and took out a piece of jade. He held the jade in his hand with a serious expression for a moment, then tossed it. The jade flashed a few times, then quickly flew into one of the tunnels. After doing that, Mu Rong looked at a Dai behind Wang Lin. Just as he was about to speak, Wang Lin spoke as he looked at the blue flame on the pillars with a surprised expression. "Brother Mu, these yin flames contain yan energy as well. They don't seem ordinary." Mu Rong let out a laugh and said, "Brother Wang, this blue Firelord flame was created by melting the cores of several core formation cultivators from the Orthodox sects hundreds of years ago. After they were further refined by Ancestor Yi, they became treasures of the corpse sect. They benefit our cultivation a lot and are especially beneficial to our corpse puppets." Wang Lin stared at the blue flame. He waved his hand. A sliver of the blue flame floated to him. He observed the flame, then sent some of his yin energy into the flame. Sizzling sounds came from the flame, and it turned into a small blue ball floating in his hand. Mu Rong's expression slightly changed to a smile. Brother Wang, turning this gas into solid form isn't easy without a lot of yin energy. It seems ancestor Wu Yu really loves you. The last sliver of doubt that Mu Rong had toward Wang Lin disappeared after Wang Lin displayed that move. He didn't know that, although Wang Lin's yin energy was similar to the yin method the corpse sect practiced, they were very different. At that moment, the blue flames suddenly dimmed as more and more gas gathered from the blue flames. The gas formed into the figure of a person. The figure emitted a heavy pressure. Wang Lin's pupils contracted. Under the pressure of the figure, he felt a sense of terror. Then, he looked at Mu Rong, who was already kneeling on the ground. A grim voice came from the figure. You are junior apprentice brother Wu Yu's disciple.